buddies, welcome back. Sandamtod here. Gonna do a quick response to Waspspray and his comment, open tag, basically asking if you would be willing to pay over $25 for any retro games, and if you had, two or three, throw them out there. And I will say yes, I am willing to. It's always fun to get the good bargain, go shopping and find the deal, but there reaches a time when you know certain things are rare or rarer and that you're not going to stumble across them at the local thrift store more than likely, and you're going to have to pony up. So, anyway, I could probably name you one from just about every system I own, at least one game that I would be willing to pay that when I have the money to do it. I'm not one of those people that would ever sell myself short or extend myself, to buy a video game. They're a luxury item. They're not a necessity of life. But if I did come across the cash, I suppose I would pick up a few. And first off would be, we'll start with the Nintendo. Mainly, if you're going to go complete in-box, I'm not as obsessed with it being sealed. And I know I'm talking about a game that I don't currently own. I wouldn't buy something that I currently own again and pay over $25 and consider that something that he's talking about. I'm talking about something that I don't have in my collection. I would probably pay that for Dragon Warrior 4 if it had the maps and everything. If it was complete in box, I'd probably pay between $50 and $100 for it. I mean, I know that you're going to pay that, so if it was complete and it had some maps, even if they were used and it looked good, I would pay that for Dragon Warrior 4. Another one is either RC Pro Am 2, which is a little bit rare to find, especially complete. I would pay that probably $50 to $100, and maybe the same for the second DuckTales game, because I know it's kind of rare as well. I think it came out later in the system's life when, people weren't paying as close attention and not as many got sold and not as many got made. So those would probably be the three NES games. Let's go Super Nintendo. If I was talking Super Nintendo, one I know for a fact that I would be willing to pay over $25 for is Turtles 4, Turtles in Time. Complete. I don't have it. If you want to find a good copy that's complete, you're going to pay at least, around 40 or 50, I'm assuming. I haven't priced it in a while, but I know that's one. I would also be willing to pay for a copy of Final Fantasy II. I have 3 in the box. I would be willing to pay that for Final Fantasy II as well. I'm trying to think about a good action game that I would be willing to pay that for on the Super Nintendo. I think that's good. Those two for sure. I would. I'd pay. My magic number's like $50, not 25. But I would. That's what I'm saying. I would be willing to pay over $25 for these games. So Sega Genesis. I know for a fact Shining Force 2 because I don't own it. I have Shining Force 1 complete. If I could find a good copy of Shining Force 2 that was complete, I would pay 30, 40, maybe $50 for it. I'm trying to think of another Genesis game offhand. Probably the Hyperstone Heist, the other Turtles game. I don't have that one either, and I know you're going to pay at least $25. I've never seen it out and about. I haven't seen any of these that I've mentioned out and about, or I don't own them. Let's see, Sega CD. Ooh, I know one right off the bat, and that's my good friend Snatcher. I'd pay close to $100 for a good complete copy, even if it was slightly used and slightly scratched. If it was complete and it looked good, I would pay that. Like I said, I have a ROM. I've played it, but it's to have the real thing in your collection. And of course, I said I was going to try to complete a Sega CD collection at some point. Buy them all, but I don't know if that'll happen. Like Waspspray said, one of the Sega CD games he mentioned was Flying Squadron. Something else, I know the name's Flying Squadron. That sucker goes for around, 100, $200 complete. I mean, it's like ridiculous. And I know the dream is to go into a store and find one for $10 and go, oh my god, but sometimes you just got to go ahead and pick it up, and if you do find it in the store, pick it up again and be like, oh my god, at that point. So, and then maybe, I don't know, boy, hang on to it if you want, help somebody else out if they might be looking for it. Either way. But I'm trying to think of another Sega CD game that I'd be willing to pay. I know one that I did pay for, and I think I was talking with Waspspray about it. Let me see. This is a case where I did pay over $25 for something, and I picked up the Earthworm Jim Sega CD. Now this, I think I paid $35 for it. I've seen them as much as $80 complete, which it is complete, and it's cool. It's it's slightly, it's got better music maybe than Earthworm Jim, and the graphics are a little better maybe on Sega CD than they are in the Genesis or whatever. But I think it's mainly the soundtrack, and there's some other artwork and stuff in this that's really cool. So this was a case where I did go ahead and pay up and get it. So I guess that's probably good. I don't want to go much higher than that on the retro scale. I'll go Dreamcast anyway. Dreamcast. Well, I'm trying to think. There are a few that I have on my list, but Marvel vs. Capcom 2. They want like $40 or $50 for it here. I would probably be willing to pay that if the copy looked good. Same thing with Street Fighter 3 Third Strike. I have Double Impact, but Third Strike they want like $40 for. I would probably pay that. I'm trying to think of another Sega CD game or a Dreamcast game offhand, but I think that I have to do it. As you can see, I'd be willing to pay some money for some games if I had the money to do it. I'm not, I love going out and bargain hunting, but sometimes you do, if you really want that key piece in your collection, gotta step up to the plate and just say, I'm gonna buy it, grit your teeth, and just do it. So I hope that answered your question, buddy. That's kind of my response, and that is all I'm going to say about it. So thanks, folks, for watching.